welcome to another episode of the playonultra podcast. This is episode 47. Didn't have trouble remembering the episode this time. And with me today is nobody. I'm totally alone today. None of them can make it. I don't know what happened, but I'm gonna try recording this solo. So I'm gonna apologize first. So yeah, this is gonna be a really short one since I'm alone. I'm just gonna go through like what I did this week, as well as a few news items that I found interesting. And that's pretty much it. So yeah, weeks. Yeah, it's just me. So yeah, I played a bit of Tiny and Big in Grandpa's Leftovers. It's a indie game from 2012. It's a third-person platformer puzzle game. I would say you play a dude called Tiny, and he has it's a platformer puzzle physics game actually. So you play as Tiny, and you have three main tools. The first one is the laser cutter. Second one is like a hook. You don't swing on it, but you pull things with it. And the third one is it's like a rocket. So you attach a rocket to an object, and then you blast it, and then it will just move away. So yeah, it's probably one of the earliest indie games I bought. I'm playing it on GOG, I think because it was cheap or something. I'm really liking it. It's really nice. The graphics is a bit dated, but it is using it's more of a cel shaded look, so it's not that bad looking. But it's definitely a very early indie game, back when indie games are not as big as it is now. So yeah, it's a pretty good game. I do recommend it if you like puzzle platforming physics games. Next game I played is Earthworm Jim. Yes, the original Earthworm Jim, also on GOG. I grew up playing Earthworm Jim 2. I didn't play Earthworm Jim 1 before. Holy shit, the control sucks. I'm able to play with a controller, but God, it's horrible. It's non-responsive. It's just hard to know when you're landing. But it's an old game, so I understand that. Music's great. One thing great about buying games from GOG, most of the time you get the artwork and the soundtrack as well. So I get the soundtrack of Earthworm Jim and Earthworm Jim 2, which is made by Tommy Tallarico, the guy who started VGL, Video Games Live. So the next one I played is Final Fantasy IX. One of the Final Fantasies that I did not finish because my disc just broke on me. This tree, I'm pretty sure, is like the end of this tree or some shit, where when Garnet was summoning Odin to attack a city or something like that. I don't remember, but it just kept getting stuck at the cutscene. So yeah, FF9, I'm loving it so far. It doesn't have the Bravely default settings like no encounters and stuff like that, faster battles and shit, but I'm really liking the characters and the atmosphere. It's very nostalgic, but holy shit, it kicks ass. It's really hard. I died a few times already against bosses, but yeah, FF9, probably the Final Fantasy I would recommend on Steam. Huge fan of FF8. That's still gonna be my favorite. I'm gonna get it sooner or later, but if I have to recommend one of them, I'll probably recommend FF9 because I feel FF9 had the best characters. They actually had character, and it was just not just all mopey high school kids. So I've been playing a game called Cook Serve Delicious. It's a I don't know how to say. You run a restaurant basically, or a cafe, and it's one of those twitchy QTE style games where you press 1 to select the order, and then you have to, let's say you're frying chicken, you have to hold down so that the chicken will go into the fryer, and then put it on the plate and then put salt on it. It's like a very twitchy mini game style thing almost. And then before the day starts, you get to buy items, you get to buy equipment. It's actually pretty fucking addictive. It's more addictive than I thought it would be. I would recommend that for everyone. Just try it. It's pretty cheap. I think the guy is also working on Cook Serve Delicious 2, and he's actually like he updated Cook Serve Delicious quite a lot. So yeah, pretty cool indie dev. Don't get it if the game if you are running Windows 10 though. A lot of problems. You most probably won't be able to play it. Yeah. The game that I played the most this week is probably Lichdom Battle Mage. It's not that old. I think it came out 2 years ago. It's basically a first-person shooter mage simulator. So instead of guns, you play a mage and you shoot spells out of your hands, sort of like Elder Scrolls, I guess. It's on paper, it sounds very good. You play a mage, overpowered as fuck, no cooldowns, no mana system. Sounds easy, it's not. But you also get to craft your spells. So like, one thing the game doesn't really do well, doesn't really explain the systems. You actually have to go into your journal and click on the systems, and then you have to read them. But through trial and error, I got it. Basically, each spell. So you have 3 types of spells. One is your main like targeted spell. One is an AoE spell, and one is a Nova spell. So a Nova spell is when you charge your blink. So yeah, you can blink in this game depending on your shield, what kind of blinks you have. Some are better at charging the charge blink faster. Some is the normal blink, but it's unlimited. The other shield will be higher HP but no charge blink and limited normal blinks. So I play the unlimited normal blinks because that's pretty much OP and you can just avoid pretty much anything. So when you create a spell, first you have to choose the sigil, which means what element is it? Fire, ice, lightning. There's a parasitic bug type. There's other stuff. You choose that, and then you choose your what kind of pattern, I guess. Is it targeted, AoE, or Nova? After that, you have to choose like the mods of the spell. So like, is it higher damage? Is it higher CC? Those kind of stuff. Sounds really good on paper, but once you get a certain type of because you can only have 3 different elements at one time you can equip. So I'm equipping the fire, ice, and the parasitic one. So my combo is either the ice or parasitic one first, because the parasitic one I'm using something called mastery, which increases damage, critical damage, and then I use the ice one to freeze the fucker up, and then I use my fire, charge it, shoot critical damage, and kills most people in one shot. Once you get a combination that you like, you don't really need to craft anything else. You just need to upgrade it, which you can do in the second inventory system called the smart inventory. You can just upgrade it, and the game is basically just a arena shooter. You keep going, you just go from one place to another. The exits will seal up, and then you have to kill everything there. It gets pretty repetitive. I have to play it 13 hours. It was fun for 13 hours, and then I was like, this fucking thing is never ending. The levels are just too fucking long. The story is meh. You don't really play the game for story anyways. You play the game because you want to feel like a badass mage. But just so repetitive because the levels are so long. And once you get the combinations, like I said, you don't really need to craft any new spells. And the crafting system is actually not that deep. Like, once you get it, it's not that deep. There's not much difference, really. It's just depending on what elements you like, I guess. So, lots of potential in that game. Sadly, it is made by indie studio, so it is I think it is their first game. Pretty fucking ambitious for their first game. And indie studios like the budget, obviously, and the manpower to create something crazy like Elder Scrolls. So for the resources they had, I think they came out with something really good, but it got pretty repetitive. So the next game I played is it's not a game, it's a demo. It's a Quest of Souls. So it's currently on Kickstarter. I can't remember what. I'm not sure. I think it's finished. I'm not sure. It's basically a twin stick shooter, but instead of playing soldiers with guns, you play. It's in a fantasy setting, so you shoot fireballs, I guess. There are different characters, and all of them play differently. The music's really good. That's one thing I really like. Music's really good, and the feel is not really there yet. It just feels not as tight as I would like it to be, I would say. It is, of course, a demo, and it is still a Kickstarter thing, so lots of room for improvement, definitely. Definitely has potential. It would be a game I would play, I would say. So yeah, it's a twin stick action RPG, pretty much. So I also finished Mad Max, finally. That one was getting a bit repetitive. I think I finished it in 30 hours. I did quite a lot of side quest stuff, but I'm not gonna do all of them. Too much busy work. The end fight is really cool. The one thing I really like about Mad Max is probably the driving, the car combat. That one's really good. So yeah, nothing much to say about it actually. So I also been playing Dragon Age Inquisition. Finally, I'm getting back into that. I stopped Dragon Age after 20 hours because I wanted to play Witcher 3, and after Witcher 3 I wanted to play MGS 5. So yeah, I'm getting back into Dragon Age Inquisition. One of my favorite series of all time, I would say, Dragon Age. I love the first game. The second was pretty okay. And this one, too much busy work. I don't like that. Most of the side quests are pretty much just busy, open world busy work stuff. There are some side quests where it's story based, but most of them are not. But yeah, still a good game. I just got into my new stronghold, which you can upgrade. No idea how to upgrade things, because you have to move to the rooms. If you want to do a specific thing, you have to go to the specific room, which is cool, I guess, but it's kind of annoying. So yeah, I also bought the Nintendo Humble Bundle. It's not really Nintendo games. It's games for the Wii U and the 3DS, but it's non-Nintendo games. So the 3DS had games like Shantae, Citizens of Earth. The biggest one, the reason why I bought it was Rhythm Thief. A bunch of Wii U games, and there's still the after a certain amount of time, more games will be added thing that Humble does. So I think I bought it at 970 to beat the average. The third tier is Darksiders 2 and one more game, I can't remember. Street Fighter 5. It's Street Fighter 4, I believe. Street Fighter 4 and Darksiders 2 for 3DS and Wii U. Yeah, I'm excited for Battleborn. It's coming out soon. Nathan just gave me an Overwatch beta key, so I'm gonna be fucking busy. My channel, I came out with 4 videos this week. One usual vlog / gaming news video, one Kickstarter highlight video kind of thing, just trying out something new, and 2 interview videos. One is I interview the LetterQuest Grimm's Journey developer, because they recently launched on Xbox One, so I thought it was interesting. I want to talk to them about working on home consoles and stuff like that. And the second one, which I would say is probably my best one so far, would be is Autumn's Defiance. So it's a level-based bullet hell action platformer. So they had an interesting story because they're based in Spain, Barcelona, but they're Venezuelan immigrants. So half their team is in Spain, half the team is in Venezuela. And Venezuela is currently being hit by a fucking huge economic crisis where there's power outages, there are people not having enough food to eat. Which my friend made a very weird comment. Like, he asked, really? No food to eat? Like, yeah, it's normal. It's like a worldwide thing. Like, dude, what the fuck? And because of the power outages and the really shitty internet, it was really hard to communicate with the Venezuelan team, but they pulled through. Thought it was interesting. Wanted to talk to them about it, and yeah, they were really cool guys, and they shared a lot of the development stuff with us on that video. So go check it out. It's if you subscribe to the playonultra RSS feed, you will get it. I'm releasing stuff there as well. So yeah, so that's enough about me. Oh, only 15 minutes, pretty good. So that's enough about me. Let's go on to some news and we can call it a day. So the first one would be GameStop. This is interesting. GameStop signs Ready at Dawn, Frozen Byte, and Insomniac Games and a few others because they are going into game publishing, which is natural, I would say, because retail isn't doing that well. So it's a natural movement, I guess. So this GameStop new publishing arm is called GameTrust, and will revolutionize the game development and distribution process by offering a new way for independent developers to create and introduce their own IP to a broad gaming audience, and for gamers to discover and enjoy exclusive new video game experiences. What does this mean exactly? I'm not sure. Hopefully it's not exclusive, but I wouldn't put it past them to do that. So hopefully it's not exclusive to GameStop. Will they be making physical versions of this game or only downloadable versions? I have no idea. But yeah, it's interesting, I would say. Let's see what happens. I wouldn't put it past them to fuck this up though. So moving on. About the Nostalrius one. So Blizzard finally came out with a statement about the Nostalrius server, and they basically said they had to take it down because if they don't, then it shows that they're not protecting their IP, and other shit might happen with their IP and they can't protect it after that because they didn't do this one. So yeah, a lot of lawyer mumbo jumbo, but basically they said we're listening, and there's been a lot of talks of having some kind of legacy server or something that officially by Blizzard, and they recently agreed to meet with the Nostalrius team. So a formal announcement will be made shortly. I don't think we got the announcement just yet. I think it's only Saturday right now when I'm recording. Yeah, this is interesting. So Blizzard, they said that they've been having trouble to bring up the server, so hopefully the Nostalrius guys can help them out with that. Moving on, what else is interesting? Nintendo NX is coming out. What do you call that? Release date. The release date was announced by the names are skimming. Nintendo. Shit. So the names. The Nintendo NX is coming out in March 2017. And yeah, the Zelda game that's supposed to come out for the Wii U and the NX has been delayed, and most probably until March 2017. So it will just come out together with 4D Wii U and the NX. So yeah, I'm not sure. The weird thing is they said the NX is not to replace the Wii U. Then why the fuck are you doing that for? I have no idea what Nintendo's doing. Their profits are down by 60-something% this year. But I'm pretty sure the mobile stuff is gonna help them because they just announced Animal Crossing and Fire Emblem. They are getting mobile games, and they are more. It's more of a game than Miitomo is. So that'll be interesting. I think Animal Crossing will be pretty. The transition will be pretty smooth. Not too sure about Fire Emblem, but I'll be interested in the Animal Crossing one. So moving on. Talking about profits, Sony just posted a 666% rise in profit, which is fucking crazy. They are winning the war, I guess, if you want to call it a war. So I'm down to 3 more actually. So John Romero, just announced a new FPS. So John Romero is working with Adrian Carmack. You should know them because they made Doom and they made Quake. They announced a new FPS which is inspired by 90s shooters. You know, it's visceral, it's violent, it's fast, and it's on Kickstarter because it's a new studio by the name of something. I can't remember. It's not important. So the game is called Black Room, and it's a moddable holodeck inspired by a 90s shooter. So it's moddable, you can run your own servers and all shit like that. So it's pretty much an old school shooter with like modern aesthetics and stuff, with some modern mechanics. So it is interesting. Let me see what is the current. They are looking for 700,000. Obviously you can't make this game with 700,000. Oh wow, what is this? What is this? So they just cancelled the project a day ago. They were at 130,000 of their 700,000 goal. So like I said, the 700,000 is not really the cost to make this game. They said that if they get the 700,000, they'll get investors coming in. So pretty much again, big named developers are using Kickstarter as pretty much as like a survey. They're wanting us to pay for it first, which is I don't know how to feel about that. I really hate that. So yeah. So Romero delayed the Kickstarter to finish off the gameplay demo. That's interesting. So the fundraiser is basically being stopped for now because he's working on the demo. That's interesting. So yeah, check it out, Black Room. Check out the demo, since there's a demo coming soon. And the next two, let me go with Jim Sterling first. So Jim Sterling recently made a new video in his Jimquisition series. I forgot what it's called. I think it's Nintendo. So he's talking about newness and stuff like that. So as everybody knows, if you use Nintendo footage, Nintendo sounds, anything of the sort, the company will claim your video. So again, claiming is not a copyright strike. A copyright strike, if you get 3 of those, your channel goes bye-bye. And getting a copyright strike will limit some features of your channel. I'm not sure if it's a time limit or if it's a forever limit. But a claim is different. So a company will claim your video and then will get to decide whether they want to put up ads or not for that video. And all the revenue will go to them. Well, technically YouTube and them. But you get shit. You get nothing. And Jim Sterling has a Patreon. He's probably one of the most successful Patreons on Patreon. One of the most successful campaign on Patreon. He's making like $10,000. And because the reason why is he doesn't want to put ads on Jimquisition, which is his most watched videos. So whenever he makes a Jimquisition episode about a certain company, let's say Konami or Nintendo, these companies will then claim his video and then put ads on it. And people will say like, Jim, why? We already gave you money, why you said no ads? But like, Jim will say, but it's not me, it's those fucking assholes, it's Nintendo, it's Konami, blah blah blah. So he found a loophole. What he did was, he talked about Nintendo, he showed some footage for Nintendo, and he also showed footage of Metal Gear Solid and GTA 5. And at the end, he played a copyrighted licensed song. Obviously, he didn't have the rights for that. And all of them claimed the video. But because there are so many people claiming the video, so many different companies, they can't put ads on it. Because who would the money go to? So, which is fucking... It's really fucking smart. And then YouTube came out and say, we're changing the content ID system in an effort to help creators. Right. I'm guessing they've been talking about this for a while. And because Jim did what he did, they had to come out and say that we are actually changing it. I think it's a few years kind of late, but at least they're doing something, I guess. I'm not gonna go in too much on the updated content ID system, but You can look it up. Just look up for James Sterling YouTube content ID. Shit will pop up. So yeah, there's one last one. I left the SJW one for last because I'm an asshole. So SJWs. So do you guys know the developer called The Chinese Room? It's a developer filled with slanty-eyed Chinese. No, I'm kidding. The Chinese Room is actually a British studio. So which I have a comment about. But later, The Witcher 3 devs are being accused of sexism. So CD Projekt RED is being accused by the Chinese Room of sexism. So the Chinese Room made games like Everybody Goes to Rapture. No. Yes. Oh. Blizzard just pop up, say something. The Chinese Room made games like Everybody Goes to Rapture, Dear Esther, Amnesia, Machine for Pigs, which is Amnesia, the second Amnesia. Because a photo came out. If you haven't watched the Cyberpunk trailer by CD Projekt RED, go watch it. It's fucking awesome. But the Cyberpunk trailer, there's no moving parts per se. It's not really a video. It's just a still image where the people are not moving, but bullets are flying, which is fucking cool. And one of the main subjects of that trailer is a woman cyborg, and she has like dead bodies all around her, so she obviously killed them. She's supposed to be like this cyborg that went crazy, and then after she was disabled, she's now part of the main team that goes after these crazy cyborgs. So I'm guessing she's maybe one of the main characters, or maybe she's the playable character. I have no idea. But a picture came out of the motion. I'm not sure motion capture, but it's there are cameras all around her of this actress model. So this model is wearing a corset, and because of that, the Chinese Room are saying that they're sexist. A fucking indie dev that call themselves the Chinese Room is being SJW or something else. Fucking retards. Fucking retards. Seriously. Since when are boobs and panties means sexist? What the fuck is wrong with you? So I'm not gonna support or buy any. Their game sucks anyways, but I'm not gonna support or buy their games anymore. Fuck you, the Chinese Room. And I also recently learned that I have a game called the Cards Against Humanity. I know everybody knows that game. So the developers of that game, the designers of that game, they gave money to Anita Sarkeesian's stupid crowdfunding campaign. So I'm selling off my Cards Against Humanity copy. So fuck them. Yeah. So previously, one of the developers on CD Projekt RED came out in a NeoGAF forum to say something, because few months ago, the Chinese Room, one of the main devs, wrote a piece on some dumbass website, GamesTM, whatever that is. He wrote an article comparing Quiet from Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain, to Nazi propaganda. And he also went after, The Witcher 3. And The Witcher 3, one of the lead devs, came out in a NeoGAF forum saying, CD Projekt RED, a company of 370 employees, a lot from around the world, many women, brilliant, talented, but also minorities, gay, transsexual. We might have been one of the few companies who had a transsexual lead, all treated equally with only respect and support, but we call sexist for showing boob or panties. It's fucking SJWs, man. We always aim to tell stories about people, and there are people with boobs and people with panties, sometimes both. So it's a very good reply. The one thing you should take note is the CD Projekt RED developer was talking on his behalf, while the Chinese Room is talking on the behalf of every fucker in there. So yeah, fuck you, you fucking Chinese. You fucking English motherfuckers who think you slanty-eyed Chinese. Why the fuck do you call yourself the Chinese Room? Like, what the fuck does that mean? Does that mean something in England or something? Like, is that the room you bring in your Chinese to kill? What? Tell me. Fuck. Anyways, the article that I'm reading has a very good last paragraph. He said, perhaps a studio best known for producing walking simulators should focus more on trying to emulate the success of CD Projekt RED instead of making petty attempts to tear down the successful developer with accusation of sexism. So yeah, sorry I had to end the episode with some SJW bullshit. I apologize, but it's fun. So yeah, that's the end of the episode. I'm looking forward to Battleborn, watching more Jessica Jones. The Punisher just got announced that it's getting its own Marvel Netflix series, which is fucking awesome. Whatever his name, Mr. Walking Dead, did a very good job. What else am I looking forward to? Looking forward to definitely playing more Dragon Age Inquisition. Nathan gave me an Overwatch beta key, like I mentioned, so I really have too little time to play too many games. So yeah, that's been episode 47 of the playonultra podcast. The shortest episode ever. Obviously because I'm alone. So yeah, thank you very much for watching and listening. Do all the, so yeah, thank you very much, and we will see you next week, hopefully with the full team. Bye-bye.